My last shout out is to Pearl Abyss. As much as I feel like I kinda became the black sheep to PA, I still am eternally grateful to them.
Oh, sweetie pumpkin. Buttercup. You're not the black sheep. Butter pumpkin. I'm not sure that you know what a black sheep is. All right. Heedun. Many of you know, content creator for BDO. Been a content creator for BDO for 7-8 years now. Long time. Long time. He's quitting. He's done. He's cooked. So he made a video about it, and I've always liked Heedun, and I hope you all the best. But like, we'll see what he has to say about the game. I'm sure that there's no hard feelings. I think that he's probably just moving on with his life, if I had to guess. But
Hey everyone, it's been about 2 years since I last uploaded a video, and a few months
you can tell that he's quit BDO because he's sitting outside.
since I streamed. I kind of disappeared from the internet, and I've been meaning to make
It's a green screen.
this video for a while, but I kept putting it off. Honestly, I'm not even sure why. Initially, I wanted to talk about quitting Black Desert, but so much has happened since then that the scope of this video grew a lot. This video is about my journey as a content creator, my experiences in life, and what's next for me. My video journey started back in 2013. I was hopping between MMOs, trying to find the
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Heedun has not come out with a video in 2.5 years. 2.5 years. So, that being said, he was a fan. When he was making content for the game, he was one of our best. He was very, very good at making content for the game. That being said, since I have kind of been around in the MMO or in the space, Heedun really hasn't been a very active partner, at least on YouTube. I have seen him stream on Twitch, I think, a few times. But I haven't, let's see, has he streamed lately on Twitch at all? Let's see. 4 days ago. So, wait. When was this made? 7 days ago. What? Oh, it's like a fake uni stream then. It's like a fake uni video. We're gonna pretend to leave. We ain't actually leaving though. Wait, what? He streamed 5 hours in the last week. Maybe that was his last stream. But like you can see, he hasn't streamed at all. Like in the last 2 years, he has not been making a whole lot of BDO content. I expected this video a lot sooner, to be honest. But like, I think he's finally he's probably just like letting go of the game now. It's like he grew as a content creator and then he kind of stopped about 2.5 years ago. And now I think he's finally probably just letting go of the game. He's probably just moving on with his life. He's probably what this video is about.
one and stumbled on an article about Black Desert. From the first moment, I felt an instant connection to the game. I just knew that it was the one I was looking for. Fast forward to 2016, I'm a 22-year-old NEET and I have no idea what to do with.
Oh my god, look at him, he's so young. What a loser. Oh wait, no, you guys can't see it. What a goof, dude. What a dork. Oh, he looks like such a dork. I love it.
My life.
Look at his gear. Guys,
Fast forward to 2016.
it looks like my Iron Man,
I'm a
man.
22-year-old NEET.
Look at the gear, bro. Oh, we got a life skilling alchemy stone on. Sheesh. Red coral earrings are crazy. Tree spirit belt too. Holy what a unit.
And I have no idea what to do
Gotta try
with my
Kudama.
life. I was working with the biggest esport org in Italy at the time, and the rapid growth of the scene created some really hostile environments, which caused me to burn out and abandon it completely. I don't think at the time I realized it, but I definitely used BDO as an escape from the world. I think that for the first year of the game, I played for about 12 hours a day, maybe even more.
Is that not what all of us do? Look, guys, I don't mean to break the fourth wall here, but aren't we all just trying to escape from the world when we log into BDO? That's what I was trying to do. Bro, BDO was like the best, dude. The only better escape from the world that I got was League of Legends. And that was, but like the bad part about League of Legends was that it made me more angry about video games than I was about real life. You know, by the time you finish a League of Legends game, you remember why your life is better than this. You know what I mean? Like, but in BDO, it really was, dude, like my answer to depression and anxiety. It was like my answer to all of that. Like, cause like, dude, I couldn't afford therapy, bro. Like I was poor. Like that's how this shit was. That's why this game will always hold a special place in my life. This is what I found solace in the communities that I sat in Black Desert Online. That's where I like found peace. Was sitting in voice with homies. This is before I was a content creator. I would sit in voice with people, managing guilds, managing communities, and like just like making friends and like sitting in voice with those friends, and then like experiencing different aspects of the game, whether it be Node Wars or open world PvP or whatever. That was what like I really got out of the game, and like that's where Note and I grew together as a couple, because apparently people think that we're dating.
What? I ain't gay.
But like as friends, Note and I grew together much more in BDO than I think we ever did in League of Legends. And we met in League, and then our League of Legends flex team started playing BDO because we wanted a team bonding game that we could play together. Stop it. And BDO had just come out on Steam. So like I naturally logged in and I was like, all right, this game's going to be crap. So I'm just going to play the hottest girl with the coolest effects. So I picked Dark Knight. That was a win. Note had the same idea, except he picked Ranger. Different preferences. And like we ended up playing BDO way more than we played League, and it cured me of my League of Legends infection. I hadn't until like last week. I hadn't really played League almost at all, and like the last like 5 years, or 4 years, I've played League almost at all. And like I played BDO all the time because again, it was my escape from the world, man. This is what you did, you know, instead of having to think about your real life and how much like how terrible some of the stuff going on in your real life is. Or where your life is, like BDO was somewhere where you could be something different, right? You could be an important community member that people looked up to, like, because I certainly wasn't that in real life. Like it was, I don't know, just a different feeling. That's what I used BDO for. And I'm not ashamed of it either. BDO changed my life. Look where I am. Like there's no shame in it. Bro, like we can't all afford these like really expensive therapy and all this shit. Like, we got BDO, man. This is what we have. This is what we use it for.
My daily routine was wake up, make coffee, get on BDO.
I just quit WoW to really begin BDO, and this game is really amazing. It is. It's a lot of fun. The game is really, really good. It's extremely immersive. It's definitely different than World of Warcraft, because I'm playing hardcore WoW right now. So, like, I'm doing, like, the reverse crossover.
League of Legends is
Very
like
different.
drinking. It's always there for you when you're at your lowest.
Well, I mean, BDO is kind of like that too. You know, people quit BDO and then they come back, and it's kind of like somebody that like got out of doing hard drugs and then decided to relapse, and they walk back into the crack house, and there's their whole guild.
Just resubscribed for 6 months. Already 6 months. Let's go.
And then there's their whole, like, they come back to the game after relapsing, and they walk back into the crack house, and there's their guild master and all their friends sitting in Discord. Hey man, welcome back. And then you're like, not you guys again. God. And then you hit it up, and then you keep going. You know, like, that's how BDO is. Like, League's the same shit, although I have a much easier time quitting League of Legends now. Like,
Eat, sleep, repeat. Looking back, there's definitely some aspects of this that I regret, and it certainly wasn't a glamorous lifestyle, but in the game, I've met some of the most amazing people on this planet. And
hey, that was Jules. That was D-Jules. Yep.
This video is about those memories. I've always thought that the best aspect of Black Desert back then was that it forced interaction between players. I started the game with Wizard, but then I switched to Sorc soon after, as I was looking for a more dynamic and fast-paced gameplay. For some reason, I remember this like it was yesterday, even though it's been almost 9 years. During the first month, I kept seeing this Sorc in RBS and open world that was just on another level, and I thought to myself,
so true. When I started playing the game, I thought Sorc was so busted, because I was like, if you're a Sorc playing at the maximum possible level, you actually just can't be killed, and you're just an absolute demon. It was insane. You guys don't remember playing against Massilis in his prime or even like Zachary was really fucking good. Yasuni, I think, is still playing. He was really, really good. Like these players have been around forever, and they were just such demons. They were so good. So good.
Myself. If I want to become better, I need to join his guild.
Oh, Cobain, bro, the Black Desert God. Cobain was crazy, bro.
That player was Scarfler, and that is how I joined Old School. Old School was initially a small-scale guild in Austin, one of the 3 European servers, led by Ox and Scarfler. The first year in Old School was amazing. The game in general was incredibly addicting back then. UVGs popping up left and right, Node Wars and Sieges also felt so meaningful. We were pretty good.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. You guys experience a completely different game than what you experience today for Black Desert. Like you really, like I can't even emphasize. It's just a different culture. Like you guys go out to grind. We used to like run out to grind in our grind zones, and like a white dot would walk onto the grind zone, and you were like a crab from Finding Nemo. Hey. Like the entire idea was that you were trying to keep everyone else off your grind zone long enough that you could make money, right? And when somebody attacked you, it wasn't personal. It was just good business, right? Like they wanted the grind zone, dude. Like you saw a white dot. This is not Arsha, guys. This was every server. You saw a white dot. You were like, oh, here we go. Because they're already flagged. It's not, are they going to flag? It's, they're already coming in on me. What class are they? I need to fight this guy, right? And if they pushed you off that rotation, you would swap servers and they would not follow you because now they're the crab from Finding Nemo that they're trying to push everybody else off, right? It was like, and you like went on to fight the next guy, and it was like the battle of the strongest. And if you couldn't find a grind rotation there, you would go to the next lowest grind zone. So you'd go from Sawsons to Helms, and then from Helms to Elric Shrine, and from Elric Shrine down to like Mains or Abandoned Iron Mine, right? Like, and you would like take the hit on money per hour until you were able to hold a spot. You know what I mean? It was just completely different. It was so different. And guilds always came together to like help each other. And like, dude, it was just an insane. It's just a different game, like completely different.
Good and quickly grew in size, going from a somewhat average guild to one of the strongest in the server. I have so many good memories of the Alustin days, and
it was fun,
I want to shout out whoever was there to enjoy those magical times.
And again, this isn't to say, oh, BDO is so bad now. No, it's just, BDO is fun in a different way now. The game has come a long way. It's changed for better or worse. It is different now. Where
the game was brand new and full of mysteries. I think my best memory from Old School has to be the last ever Siege of Alustin, before they merged the servers. At the time, the server was divided between a few major alliances, but the strongest and most fearsome one was the Sovereign one. Sovereign was filled with strong and gear players, and they were the big bad enemy of Alustin. So to hold back all the guilds going at them, they allied with the Revolt German alliance, which for whatever reason we didn't really like. Anyways, Pearl Abyss announced that whoever was sitting on the castle for the last siege would obtain a unique title. At the time, Revolt was sitting on Calfen uncontested for weeks, and we knew we couldn't let them get away with it. So we gathered up 11 other guilds without letting any of these guilds know that we were the masterminds behind this massive coup. The result? Well, around this time I also realized that I was playing the game too much, so I either had to quit and get a life, or start a YouTube/Twitch channel and try to make some money out of my degeneracy. You obviously know which path I took. Since I was playing all day, every day, it didn't take long before I rose in the ranks of Old School, and
I had to do that too. I was like, do I go to med school or do I just follow the degenerate path? So we became a teacher and then followed the degenerate path. I have no regrets.
By the time the server merge came through, I found myself co-leading the guild together with Scar, Ox and Quetzi. With the guild growing in numbers, so were the problems, and stress caused by organizing and sometimes even babysitting such a large number of people. So after a while, all of us from the leadership burned out, and we decided to essentially downscale the guild, going from one of the top siege guilds at the time to a small-scale hardcore one. Believe it or not, this...
Yeah, so that's how guilds die, guys. Back in the day, guilds didn't die because like a bunch of people left or groups left. Guilds only ever die when the leadership core says we don't want to do it anymore. And people take this for granted. This is true in Throne of Liberty as it is in BDO. The guild's just not over until you say it is. If you're the guild leader, it's just the truth. You keep trudging on. It is what it is. But like eventually everybody burns out because like what you realize is it's a full-time job you're not getting paid for. And like it's kind of a thankless position. Any person that's been in guild leadership before, especially in BDO, or again in TNL, is very similar. You ain't getting any thank yous at the end of the day.
Puzzled quite a lot of people. It's not like the guild was doing poorly. We often held castles.
I did the opposite and I regret it. Ah, what a loser. Now you have to go to work every day.
So many people didn't understand our decision. At the time, we were one of the first big guilds, if not the very first, to willingly go from large scale to small scale. Probably because there was a stigma towards smaller guilds, but we knew that that's where we truly could find our way and have fun in the game. We told our members that whoever wanted to try the new project would need to trial out for it, and everyone else who was not interested was free to go. So our small scale adventure began. Soon after, one of the most legendary players
Holy. Do you guys remember this shit right here? I bet the new players in chat, you don't even know what that is. I'll explain it to you. So back in the day, we had an old marketplace. That's not like we didn't have the marketplace that you have today is completely different than what we had back then. Back then, you didn't put orders on stuff, and the orders didn't just fill on things when, you know, people listed it automatically. No, you had to notify yourself for every single item that you wanted on the marketplace. You had to click the notification button, and there would be a little ding sound that happened every time one of them got listed to the market. And then you would have to start a timer. Does anyone remember starting timers? Because it would be 10 minutes from the notification to when the item actually got listed on the marketplace. So like I had like 4 or 5 timers off on the left side of my screen. 15, maybe it was 15. Yeah, it was 15. Okay, so it's 15 minutes. I think 10 minutes I think was for horses. I think it's 10 minutes for horses. Anyway, 15 minutes. And I had all these timers on the left side of my screen. I had 4 of them. They were all different like titles. And like something would ding. I'd say, okay. I'd click start on that timer. And then I would keep grinding. Right? And then the timer would go off. I would open my marketplace made and I would bid on that item when it came up. And then like, you know, if you win the bid, you win. If not, whoever won the bid takes it. And if they don't, then it goes up for... Okay, so there was a little button you could press that said bid. Okay? And only one person wins the bid on the item, obviously, right? So hundreds of people, like for a value pack, for example, hundreds of people would be bidding on value packs when they got listed to the market. And inevitably, somebody would win the bid and then not accept the item. So after about 10 seconds, if somebody didn't accept the item, it would just list for everyone. And whoever could click the button and hit enter fast enough would win the item by default. So you had people binding enter to their scroll wheels. It was literally insane. You had to be the fastest in the West. You know what I mean? Like you had to be crazy quick with your fingers to make that. It was fun. It was a crazy time. By fun, I mean it was like one of the most degenerate experiences I've ever had. Most of my time in early BDO was spent buying relic crystal shards off the marketplace one at a time because I had to bid for them one at a time. I will say that I got more outfits and I got more value packs for free at that time of the game with that system than I ever did nowadays. Nowadays, you can never get value packs. People just put orders on them and walk away. Back then, you had to be online at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? There's less people bidding, so you had a higher chance. There were some bots, but like, you know, you could win, right? But like, it was a much worse marketplace system. It's one of the biggest upgrades that the game ever had was getting the new marketplace. Anyway, I digress.
Was not interested was free to go. So our small-scale adventure began. Soon after, one of the most legendary players of EU joined the project, initially as a cannoneer, then as a shot caller. I am talking about Tessel, one of the most enigmatic and, in my opinion, influential players in the game. Before moving on, I want to truly thank all the people that shared time with me in old school.
This is EU, so I don't know these players as well.
I've met so many amazing souls and found lifelong friends in it. Obviously, I spent most of my time with the guys in
try the new AOS. I can try if chat wants me to.
The leadership. And if you're watching this video, thank you so much for being there. Scar, Quietsy, and Ox. I can't stress enough how important human connection in these types of game is. It truly is the best thing and probably the only thing that will stay with you. In 2019, I was at my lowest. I won't go into detail on what happened specifically, but I just had a bad breakup and my grandma died around the same time. When I was in my darkest place, Ox told me to come to his house in the Netherlands and spend some time with him. Around the same time, I was also contacted by Pion to become his editor. So I moved to the Netherlands and spent 2 weeks with Ox. He welcomed me in his house and helped me process what I was going through. I truly owe him my life, and this would have...
Wait, Heedun is Lazy Peon's editor? Did I hear that right? This is you trying to claim an item. Oh, yeah. Yep. You would unlock your scroll wheel and just send it, bro. It's crazy, bro.
Never happened is back in 2016, I didn't see that Sork in the
He was the editor for Lazy Peon for a long time? I didn't know that. That's insane. That's insane.
game and decided to join his guild. What I'm saying is that the smallest decision you can make can really change your life. You might just not know when they happen. After some time, Ox and Scar decided to quit the game, so we closed the old school chapter and started anew with War, this time led by Pestle. This is probably my favorite time in BDO's history. We did so many cool things with War. We were likely the first proper mercenary guild in the game. We would just join other guilds just to cannon for them, and
Merc guilds. Look, I'm glad he had a lot of time, a lot of fun with it. Merc guilds killed Siege. They killed Farmland Siege. Those people. I hated them. So what these people would do, guys, is there wasn't a limit on how many people could merc into your guild. And so there was Farmland Siege at the time. There was Balanos and Serendia. Farmland Siege. This is a long time ago. This was before Cap Siege, right? And so Balanos and Serendia was where it was like the intro area for Siege. So you didn't have like the big castle mechanics and all this stuff. You just had Farmlands guilds. Like this was like, so you just graduated from Node Wars. It's your first step into Siege, and you're fighting other guilds kind of around your skill level, right? But you're not really competing for the grandiose reward of a castle. Like the castles were worth much more. And so what guilds would do, we're not going to call out any one guild in particular. So I will use cover words so that no one knows who I'm talking about. Dodgetal. Yeah, Dodgetal. Dodgetal was a guild that used to merc their entire guild into no-name, like one-person guilds. They would merc like 80 Dodgetal members into that guild. Okay. And they would just absolutely dumpster any guild that came up from Node Wars that was trying to learn Siege and was trying to get into Siege for the first time. We're talking about the most end game of end game players. Like there's a hopeless chance of winning. You cannot beat them. It's just absolutely miserable chance of attempting to beat them. Like, cause they have way more gear than you. It's uncapped. They've been doing it way longer. They know the mechanics better than you. They're just better than you. Okay, in every possible way, their leadership knows the game better, etc. And we're going to name one of the people that did this every single week. We'll call him Nift Panda. Okay, so Nift Panda and his band of dipshits would merc in every week and completely destroy Balanos and Serendia Siege. Okay, absolutely obliterate it. And one time, I will never forget, one of my most fondest memories of watching Siege was watching Crawling Chaos for the first time drop on Serendia. Or no, it was Balanos, I think. They dropped on Balanos. It was their first time. They were a T1 guild at the time, a very fearsome T1 guild, really, really strong T1 guild. And this is their first attempt. They were really strong. Their first attempt at stepping into Siege, right? And of course, Dodgetal, did the same thing. Drift Panda did the same thing that they always did. They merked like 100 digital members in, and they're like, we're gonna steamroll them, we're gonna shit on them. I can't wait. And then Crawling Chaos dumpster every one of those members and won the Siege. Literal dog shit. I was so happy to see Crawling Chaos overcome what seemed to be an insurmountable task, which was to beat players that had more gear score, that had more experience, that had better leadership, right? Like all of that stuff. I think that a large part of that was Drift Panda's dog shit shot calling. Thank God he was trash at shot calling that Siege, and they deserved to lose that Siege to Crawling. Crawling played it better. Their players were just objectively stronger, and it was one of my fondest memories because, again, you had a really big, strong Siege guild trying to bully a new and up-and-coming guild that was trying to get involved in Siege, and they got dumpster anyway. Like, God, dude, that felt so good. It was such a vindicating moment for the entire PvP scene because I had just started a guild myself at the time, and I was like, damn, bro, I don't know if I can get over that hurdle. And then I was like, if Crawling can do it, we can do it too. And we did eventually. It was fun. But like that was one of the more inspiring Sieges that I actually watched, was watching Crawling Chaos actually beat Dodgetal in a 1v1 on Siege despite all odds. It was just so cool to see. Really, really cool to see. All this to say, Merc guilds basically killed Siege for hundreds of PvP guilds were completely obliterated because merc guilds like this destroyed the PvP scene. They would just merc in 100 members from another guild and just run somebody over. Like, they would just run a guild over. It was ridiculous. It was not fun. It was not interactive. And that's why we have the merc system that we have today that limits you to 5 mercs in Siege.
And using unique and crazy strategies.
You said digital again? That's because they're dog shit.
Concocted by Pessel's twisted mind, and not to toot our own horn too much, but I do think that War was the most unique and innovative guild in the game, especially at the time. I think Pessel single-handed had PA change multiple game mechanics, as he would constantly try to find ways to push the limits of the game and exploit every little thing. I won't go too long over the war times, as it is the most documented on my channel. I'm actually very proud of this video here, so maybe check it out if you want to see some war shenanigans. Pessel was a rather reserved and antisocial person, which aren't exactly the most prominent aspects of a guild leader, and I think that caused him to burn out from the game, coupled with the terrible management from Pearl Abyss when it came to everything PvP related. One day,
not much has changed.
he just kind of disappeared, which is a funny story, as it caused a massive panic attack in the guild, which led us to doxing him to figure out if he was okay. Anyways, he eventually came back after a week, telling us that he was done with the game, and that was the end of War. As I said, this was the most fun I've ever had in the game, and I want to thank Pessel for making it happen. I do want to specifically mention Wenjob, which made my time in the game so much better.
War was a guild with like 30 players though, but the requirement was to be one of the highest on EU, very, very high gear score at Doomhorse. Carrick, you were required to know how to cannon in most cannon guild spots for Siege, so yeah, they were a guild that made it just to be mercs for a guild. Yeah, that's bullshit. I hated those guilds. Right? I hated those people because like they basically giga juiced another guild's strength, and you never got to fight a guild at their actual strength because they would just merc in all of the best players from the server, and then it wasn't a 1v1 between Legatum and Tim Allen's guild. After Dick, it was a 1v1 between two giant who could have more mercs, you know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. Charlotte, and welcome back for 2 months, man. I appreciate you. Like, one of the best things they ever did was limit how many mercs were allowed in a guild for Siege. Like,
and to the Guild Devour for giving us a great rivalry. After War disbanded, I was kind of lost. My interest in the game was waning, but I still had a group of friends from War, which I loved playing with. Plus, I still felt like I had something left to give to the game. I've had experience running a guild before, but for me,
I doxed you to make sure you're all right, bro. You left the game and make sure your rain didn't disintegrate you. Yeah, guys, I'm really glad. I'm happy to say that none of you doxed me in the week that I took off. Thank you, guys. It's the little things.
Many years at that point, I was mainly focusing on my career as a content creator.
That's crazy. That's literally insane. I will say that I would like my GM to be wearing that title. You know what I mean?
Which definitely affected the way people saw me.
It's still a title in game. Yeah, I know. The only title that I think they've removed for like that kind of a purpose was there was a title in the game called Conqueror of Black Power, in which you like conquered the Black Spirit after beating him in the main storyline. And I don't think that the developers really thought it through a whole lot. But yeah, people used to wear that title for other reasons, so they had to remove it.
Both as
Matt Geek, well, thanks for the Prime sub, I appreciate you.
A person and as a player. I wanted to create a project that was tailored exactly around my needs. A self-sufficient guild where every player could count on each other with no drama and the strings attached. I've asked a few people if they thought that it was a good idea, and
no
pretty much everyone told me
every guild always has drama. There's no such thing as no drama in a guild.
No, and that I wasn't fit anymore to lead a guild. That's how I created Villain. The idea of the guild was to create a project where numbers didn't matter. I only wanted the best players on the server. so that no matter
Where's
the
the web floor
situation,
sign? Right here?
you'd always be proud to be next to your guildmate, regardless of how bad the odds were against you. Initially, it was just
Not
me,
for prime
this guy,
subs,
and
though.
Kruim, and slowly we recruited more and more people. I think the biggest we've ever been was around 20 or so, and I can comfortably say that I succeeded in my last BDO project. Villain was amazing. Some of the best players to ever touch the game were part of the family, and that is what it was, a small family made of dedicated and passionate players, and I am so happy.
So did this guy literally just go to random places and stand there and then film himself? The dude's under a interpass right now. We started in like there was like a creek and shit, and we were out in nature over here when it started, and then he's standing up here now. He's got like a nice backdrop with a scenic background here, and now we're just under an overpass.
That it was my last home in BDO. I've actually
This dude doxed someone to make sure that they were okay. That's who we're dealing with. Well, Heedun didn't say he doxed them. He said somebody doxed them. Like, I don't think that Heedun doxed somebody to make sure that they were okay. Let's just chill out about that. Let's not accuse him of doing things.
met quite a few of my fellow villains and even traveled to Japan with Wikia, which is...
Some of my most fond memories of BDO are meeting people, whether they be guild members or friends that I've hung out in Discord with for a long time, or even just fans in real life. That's my favorite thing. You know why? Because none of us ever get to meet people that actually play BDO in real life and like have discussions about the game in person. You know what I mean? That's why I like going to the Oasis events. Like, if you guys have ever been, you guys ever have the opportunity to go to an IRL BDO event, I'm telling you, you guys gotta go. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. I will probably be at the Dallas one. I'm gonna apply to go. They probably deny me, but I will just go as somebody's +1 probably, and I will show up anyway and then shit on them for not inviting me. Because they should have just gotten over themselves and invited me in the first place. That being said, I'm not going to make any trouble. I love those events. I think that it's amazing that they started putting those on, and I strongly encourage them to continue doing that.
One of the most amazing friends that I could find, and all that thanks to BDO. We were actually very close, so I won't have to thank you much here, as you know how much I love you. I will shout out Tim because he is a little bitch, and I'm sure he will get offended if I don't mention it specifically. Villain was my...
That guy just got turboed, man. Jesus, bro. This is part of the reason, by the way, this is part of the reason that I used to do guild VOD reviews, is people used to just sit and voice with each other, and they used to just dog on each other. I would circle somebody, I would call them out for doing something stupid, and everyone would be like, you're dog shit, you know, they're all just dogging on each other, because that was the fun of the game, right? It's the same thing in Throne and Liberty. I go through these VOD reviews of Siege or of war games and stuff, and I point out people doing stupid stuff. And my hope is that everybody's sitting in Discord, like, just dogging on each other, like guys, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it is. Because, like, I understand the culture of being in a PvP guild like that. Like, it just brings people together. It's fun.
My last attempt at trying to enjoy Black Desert, but the constant updates to the game, which killed PvP more and more, made me hate my time in the game. And eventually, I just couldn't do it anymore. So
there it is. Well, you certainly wouldn't like it today.
without much of a fuss, I silently quit. One of the reasons I kept playing the game for so long was thanks to you, the person watching this video. As corny as it may sound, I loved booting up the stream and talking to you guys every day. For a long time, it was my only form of social interaction, and I hope that I kept you company the same way you did with me during those years. I want to apologize for disappearing without notice, but do know that I miss you all a lot, and I am very grateful to all the people that supported me throughout the years. Thank you. My last shout out is to Pearl Abyss. As much as I feel like I kinda became the black sheep to PA, I still am eternally grateful to them.
Oh, sweetie pumpkin. Buttercup. You're not the black sheep. Butter pumpkin. I'm not sure that you know what a black sheep is. Like, I don't even think that BDO's ever commented on a single one of my videos. I am? No, you're not. Okay. I'm telling you right now, those... he not the black sheep. They've always liked Heedun. They have. I've spoken with the CMGM team before. I know who they generally like and who they generally don't like. At least unless it's changed since I last visited or like seen them. They like Heedun. They really do. The CMGM team are big fans.
them. Not only did
Utaru, they don't like you because you show your feet on stream.
they create a game where I found some of my best friends, but they also gave me many opportunities. I was one of the very first streamers in their partner program. I'm pretty sure I was the first non-employee to visit their European office.
And you wore a hospital gown? Bro, what the hell? Bro, like, homie, this guy's dressed up with like a, like, look at, he's got a tie on, nice shirt, it's onlay, right? Like, nice vest and shit, nice shirt, suit coat on. Dude showed up in a goddamn hospital gown. Like, guys, I like Laffy. I've met Laffy before too. Laffy's a great guy. I've met both of those people before. They're great people. But like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? He's a Sork player. He doesn't own a suit. Shut up. You know what? Etsu didn't actually own a nice shirt or a tie when we got hired to do our first. I know CM Etsu. Yeah, before he was a CM. By the way. You know the guy that convinced him to apply to Perlibus and become a CM? Hi. Nice to meet you. Who's the guy that helped coach him through the entire interview process? And the guy that was most happy to see him succeed and to continue seeing him succeed? Hi. Okay. Right? Humble. Well, I'm not saying that I did it for him. I'm saying that I strongly pushed him to do it because I felt like he told me what his life situation was like. And then I explained that I thought it would like, I explained, okay, so at the time, and he can vouch for this if you ever ask him about it. We had a walk to the beach and we had a heart to heart. And he asked me what I wanted to do. And I said that I wanted to be the largest content creator in BDO. And then I wanted to be even bigger, that I wanted to get beyond BDO, and I just wanted to be a huge content creator because it's what I love to do with my life. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And keep in mind, this is when I was still a teacher. I still had a job, and I was still, actually, it was just before I had become a teacher. And like all this crazy shit was going on in my life. And he was like, well, that's crazy. You have goals, bro. I don't even know what the fuck I want to do. Like, I didn't even have 200 average viewers yet. I had like 100 average viewers. I had like 100, maybe 100 average viewers when I was out there talking to him. I had no idea yet. So that was kind of a crazy thing to say to him. And he explained his situation, and I won't go into detail because it's not appropriate, but I said that I think that you would probably make a good community manager for the game. I said I applied to be a community manager, and they rejected me for Armin, and we saw how well that went. So... Now Armin is unironically live at this moment, streaming in the category. On the back of it, he just said, thanks for the popularity. I'm outie. Like, was a CM for 1 year exactly, and then left, right? And I was like, I think that you could probably fill that slot, and I think that you would probably have a lot of, like, I think you would probably really enjoy it. I think that you would do a great job helping manage, like, the partner program. Because, like, you know, you were a partner before and you understand, like, the other side of the fence on things. You're really down to earth and you understand those things, right? And I think that it would be a good job for you because he hadn't been to college yet. And, like, he didn't really know where he wanted to go. And I was like, if you want to try to get into the video game industry, which it looks like you kind of do, but you're not sure where you want to go, it's not a bad, like, foot in the door kind of position to try to get. And so, you know, I convinced him to do it, and then he did it, and now he's a CM for the company, and then he removed me from the partner program. So here we are. So, like, you know, we've really come full circle on that. But I do think that, like, overall, all of this to say, Etsu did not even have a tie that day when we were talking. And you know what I did? I brought an extra tie that matched my tie. The first time I ever shot call for Perlibus, Etsu was wearing my tie. You know why? Because I said, this isn't Armin, okay? We're not showing up respectfully to Armin. Armin's an amazing shoutcaster, doesn't take it seriously at all. I said the first step to being taken seriously as, like, if you're going to do like a big event like this and like shoutcasting kind of an esports event, which is basically what the Best in Guild tournament was. It's like an esports event. You're shoutcasting something, right? Like, you have to take yourself seriously. So you need to dress up. You notice for my tournament, I was dressed up. Okay. Like I I dressed to impress. I had everything. I had an extra shirt for Etsu. I had extra ties in case he didn't like the first one. I had extra ties for the other guy that was sitting on the desk, the CM that was on the desk with us. Right? They were upset that they were like, "Oh shit, you're gonna wear a tie." I'm like, "Yeah, we're all wearing ties. Okay, as long as you hire me to do this job, we are gonna wear ties because the community loves this event, and we are gonna treat it as seriously as they want to take it, and they take it very seriously." And I think that people appreciated that. I think that they appreciated that. Dude, I showed up with a packet, man. I showed up with a packet, bro. Hold on, I've got it. I've got the packet right here. I had a handout for them. I literally had a handout. Let's see. Search and drive. Best in guild. We'll do 2022. Here it is. I made it a handout. Best in guild infograph and hype guide. This is the first page. Keep in mind, this is stapled. Okay. I had every single player, their average gear score, their history in the guild, what class they were playing, how long they had been on the class, how the teams were organized, what pronouns you were supposed to use. Literally everything you could possibly imagine in this hype guide. And I gave it to everyone because I was like, it will be better if the community managers look like they know about these guilds. Okay, because I understand y'all don't necessarily know what is going on with all these guilds or who all these players are, but here is your opportunity to show the community, because it means a lot to the community when a CM shows up on the desk and it knows who someone like, Armin's too general, but like someone who like Nudes is. Right? Or Jazzy Sensei, right? Like, oh yeah, I know that player. That's the Succession Mystic, blah, blah, blah. It means a lot to the community. It does. Okay? And like, I did that for 2022 and 2023 when they brought me back the second year. Etsu, they told Etsu, they go, Etsu, we need you to make
just
an
resubscribed
infograph
for 11 months.
For it.
Hi, glad to see you're back, Liv.
Like, kind of like do research on the players and stuff. And he goes, Blue's going to do all that for me. And then his team lead goes, are you sure? Because if he doesn't, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. He's like, Blue's going to do that. And I showed up. Yep. I got the 2023 hype guys, the same shit with different players. Like, I had it all laid out. Everyone was ready. I even had Etsu's tie again. He wore my tie the second time too. I take those events super, super seriously. I do not mess around. Like, because these are big opportunities for a content creator. They're big opportunities. Like, the community takes these events really seriously. And if you're a content creator that genuinely gives a shit about the community, you show up looking like you give a shit. I mean, respectfully. It's just gonna be honest. Okay? That's just the way that it is. Okay?
And I got to talk with their CEO at the time. They invited me to the Voice of Adventure event, a fully paid trip to a castle in the Netherlands, and in
oh yeah, he was there at Heidel. That was fun as wait, he got a fully paid wait, what?
The Voice of Adventure event, a fully paid trip to a castle in the Netherlands.
Fully paid? Wait, what? Bro, do you know what they paid for on my trip to Europe? They paid for my room. That was it. Okay? Aside from what was at the event itself, I had to pay for airfare, everything leading up to it, travel to get there, everything. Okay? What the? I also want to be clear that they should have paid for all of the EU content creators. They should absolutely have paid for every single EU content creator. Should have had a full ride, travel, lodging, food, everything should have been covered. Uber, I don't give a all of it should have been covered because they did that for the Calpheon Ball. They flew us all out, all expenses paid for the Calpheon Ball in Los Angeles. And then they didn't do that for the Heidel Ball. For the European content creators, there were less of them, and Europe's a waste less. Europe's a much smaller continent. If you didn't know, times are tough. It's a lot of money, dude. Guys, you don't understand, guys. When Jay showed up to the Calpheon Ball in Los Angeles, do you know what Jay said? He said, guys, there's a backpack on the way out. We're handing away computers. We're handing away processors. We don't give a We're going to give you a backpack on the way out. It's a free backpack with Black Desert. It's got stuff to the brim with everything you could want. Oh, and by the way, there's a $300 headset in it. The money was in the budget. And then we had extra money in the budget, so we gave everyone a $100 Visa gift card. That's right, just $100 slid into a little pouch in your backpack. 100 extra bucks just for coming to the ball. Okay, that's how LA was. All right, that because it was in the budget. All right, I'm telling you, they had more giveaways. They gave me hundreds of dollars worth of stuff at the LA ball. It was insane. I probably made more off of what they gave me at the ball than it spent to go on the trip. Yeah, in EU we got garbage tofu. All right. That being said, we were sitting in Heidel Castle, so I didn't really care. All right. And also, France has no idea how to cook food. They suck at it. I don't know how you've been neighbors with Italy for this long and still suck at making food, but somehow they can't make food. So like, it is what it is. Like, again, you compare France to Italy, guys, it's not even close. All right. It's not even remotely close. Where the fuck did you eat? In the middle of nowhere, France. Okay. I also ate in Paris too. That shit sucked too. We go to Italy. Totally different. Italy knows food, man. Italy gets it. Italy understands. Austria, somehow better food than France. Austria, I ate like burgers in Austria. Still better than what I ate in France. I'll be honest with you. That being said, besides the calzone, that was goated. True. France knows how to make calzones. That's true. Okay. All of this to say, this is a super fun trip, and I love this. And again, experiences like this are like the highlight of my Black Desert career. I love it. Right? I absolutely love it. It's so much fun.
Netherlands, and in general, PA is full of amazing people. Big shout out to Laffy and especially Endlave, one of the most talented and amazing people I've ever met. Endlave, my bro, I wish you the best and I love you.
Yeah, fuck Onlave. That dude left swiped me at the Valentine's event 2 years ago. I'll never forget that. Never forgave him.
I can't possibly thank everyone who's had an impact in my life throughout these years, thanks to BDO, which is kind of amazing if you think about it. But I apologize if someone is feeling left out. But yeah, that's pretty much a brief summary of what is left in my mind after 8 years of playing Black Desert, which is mostly the people I met and the time I spent with them. There are of course a couple of game-related memories that I still hold dear, but that's not really the point of this video and I don't want to drag things longer than necessary. I'll go straight to the point. I'm moving to Japan in April. I've always been very driven by my passions, and lately I felt like the flame that was burning within me was fading away. I won't go too much into details, but a few things aligned and I made a decision to get a student visa and move there. I have...
Oh my god, he's like moving to Japan. Holy shit. You know, I was thinking about where I should go for a trip this year. Normally I like to make my trips like some content kind of oriented trips where like I'm kind of taking a break, but I'm also doing content. A lot like the Europe trip was. We got to go to Heidel. We went through Florence and stuff. By the way, note, we still have to make those into like videos and stuff and show people what we saw. Because guys, we got to see like the Church of Calphion and stuff. Like we literally visited the Church of Calphion. And also I have all of the footage of all of Heidel, like actual Heidel. It's really cool. Anyway, we'll make that into content. It'll be fun. But this year I was thinking potentially Korea, South Korea. I thought that Korea would be cool because I could visit PA headquarters and I could also visit NCSoft headquarters for Throne of Liberty. Would be pretty cool. That would be cool. Japan would be fun. Also China would be fun, but I don't know what I would do as much in China and Japan. Because like I'm not like a super weeb, but like also I think Japan is really cool. I think China's the coolest. I love China. I love Chinese cultures. The Chinese culture, like the ancient Chinese culture and stuff, the lanterns and all the theming and stuff. I've always loved it. It's really cool. Russia, no, it's too cold. Shit's stupid. PA's gonna hear you're in the lobby and people are gonna go running. I'm gonna roll up with a truck. I'm going to roll up with a truck with a giant neon sign on it. And then I'm going to be wearing my hat. I'm gonna be in the lobby. I'm waiting to see Jay. I'm gonna figure out how to say it in Korean, and I'm just gonna say it to them. Okay, I'm waiting to see Jay. You know what I mean? Like, Dash. No, I think that they probably would let me in. I think that if I talk, because like I break the fourth wall again. I do have friends at PA. Okay, they don't all hate me. All right. In fact, a decent amount of the Korean office is likes my content. At least one or two of them reach out to me regularly and ask me about videos or like what I think about the state of the game or like compliment me on like a recent like thing that I did or whatever. Like they talk to me. So like I do think that I got friends at PA. Well, I'm not threatening to ban anybody, so it's not pirate software, okay? But like I do think that like if I set up a video, I'd be like, hey, can I come visit? I think they would let me. I think that would be kind of interesting meeting the developers because we're both standing in the room and we're both like, yeah, I've said some pretty nasty shit about you, but fix your game. You know, like that. it would be an interesting moment. You know what I mean? Like, I think I also streaming it might be kind of cool too. Like, I would probably ask if I could like stream it, and like they don't have to take me to parts of the office that like they don't want to show and stuff. But like, I'd be like, yo, can I bring this down? You guys would probably love that shit. Or even if I did it like a vlog, you know what I mean? It would be cool. You know what I mean? China's neat. I'd advise against that. Oh, I like China. You're all documented. Oh my god. Dude, you're on the blacklist of Korea. No, I'm not, guys. Chill out, dude.
Anubis underscore just resubscribed for 6 months.
Anubis, welcome back for 6 months, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. I think that the CMGM team, like the CMs and the GMs, I would think that the majority of them probably still like me. And I think that they probably understand that, at least for North America and EU, I think that the majority of them understand that the premise of my content is really to try to make the game better. Yes, I have a different way of doing it than everyone else does, and I can be more negative and over the top and stuff. Like, they understand, right? And they like my stuff. I think it's the people above them that don't like it so much. Probably because the last time that I spoke with the team lead for Pearl Abyss America, I was wasted drunk. Like a... Okay, all right. I've told this story before. At the last Oasis event, one of the Korean guys walked up to me in a Pearl Abyss shirt on, and he just started talking to me. And I didn't know who he was. I'm like 8 shots deep at this point. Norelio's like, bro, Blue, get another one. I'm like, okay. I'm just like throwing him back, right? So anyway, I'm like delirious walking around. This guy stops me and he's like, yo, Blue, can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. What's up, man? And so he's like, what do you think about the partner program currently? And I just unfiltered, I just let it out. Like a demon. I was just letting it go because I didn't know who I was talking to. I just let it go. And I was like, but overall, I think it's really solid, but it's really gone downhill the last couple of years or so. I don't really feel like as supporters as I used to be. You know, they don't support my events really very much anymore. But you know what? I get to come to IRL events like this, and I think that makes it worth it for me. It's just a lot of fun, you know, whatever. And I'm like, wait, who are you? And he's like, dude, I'm the team lead for Pearl Abyss North America. And I'm like, okay, forget everything I just told you. I think that was beginning. I think that was the beginning of the. I'm not even capping. I think that was the beginning of the down. I had no idea, bro. He knew when to ask. Well, he did get an unfiltered response. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Anyway, I still like them. I still like that whole team. They have a different way of handling things than I do. They like to give the developers feedback and not have the developers answer them. And I will not take no for an answer for the community. So, tough shit. Like, I find it funny that somehow me and my platform get more feedback through than they can. And they work for the company. It's unbelievable. How in the is that possible? Like what is that? How do the developers listen more candidly to the United Nations podcast than they do to their own employees? It's absolutely wild. Literally insane. I think they need to get it. They're the voice of NA. Hey, Blue, hope you're doing good. Thanks, buddy. No, they're not the voice of NA, and that's the problem. Is that the CMGM team really does a great job of absorbing, like they watch Reddit, they're in the community discords, they're like, you don't know that they're there, but they walk among you. Okay, like they're in all of the major spaces for the game. They watch the forums, and all of that feedback is relayed to the developers, and the developers hear nothing. Like, guys, I can't emphasize enough. I know how this process works. I've seen they've explained it to me any number of times. They give all of this feedback and the developers just choose not to act on it, which is infuriating. Like, it's so infuriating. It's miserable. And that's why a lot of the partners have just given up on giving feedback at all. Did they, though? They do. 100%. I can't confirm how I know that, but they do. From what I understand, it's a respect thing. Well, they should respect their employees, right? Just like they should respect their community. Why is it the Blue Squadron community the one that they listen to the most? How is that even possible? What are we talking about? You know, because you know that they watch the videos and they're reading chat just as much as they're listening to my voice. Because they want to see your guys' reaction to what I'm explaining on the screen. Like, it's ridiculous. If you aren't Korean, your voice is worth way less. Well, I would beg to differ in this case. Like Choice would beg to differ in this case because they listen to Choice too. They listen to Bicep, they'll listen to me, and they'll listen to a couple other streamers. Particularly, they like YouTubers. They're big fans of people that do YouTube content. The best way to reach the devs is to make a YouTube video. Best way to do it. Mainly because they can filter, like they can turn on closed captions and filter by Korean, right? So like if you guys want to reach the devs, I think the best way to do it is just make a YouTube video about it, and then you can have me react to it or have the creators talk about it, whatever. And that's probably the best way to reach them. Sadly, it shouldn't be the best way to reach them, and that's why we fundamentally disagree. Where the CMGM team can't really say what I can say. I was not supposed to say what I was saying when I was in the partner program. That's why they ended up removing me. They don't like the fact that I'm very critical of the company when they do stupid things, right? But at the same time, now that I'm not in the partner program, I actually feel free now. And so now when I give positive feedback about the video game, I actually feel like people take that more seriously than when other creators give positive feedback about the game, because like they're taking it with a grain of salt. Right now it's like, okay, well, Blue's definitely not getting paid for this, and he would not shit talk the game. If the game was doing poorly, Blue would tell us. Right? If the game is trending in a bad direction or this is a bad change for the game and Blue thought that, he would absolutely tell us. Exactly. Right? I don't, because you never play BDO. I play BDO. What are you talking about, bro? What are we talking about? I literally cover the patch notes every week. What are we doing? I don't grind anymore, but like, doesn't mean I don't play BDO. Everybody has different ways of playing BDO. Okay? For me, it's high goon. Okay?
I have no idea what the future of the channel will be, mostly because I have no idea what my future is looking like. I might start posting some Japan-related videos, but I'm not sure, no promises. Besides that, I've got quite a few things going on in my life. My band is about to release our second album, and I've qualified for 2 European Magic tournaments. If anyone would like to still keep in touch and follow my journey, I've been mostly using Instagram lately, and I'll likely upload most of my Japan stuff there. I'll do one last stream in this date, and hopefully I'll get to thank most of the old familiar faces that
119. Okay, so that was the stream from 4 days ago. Okay.
I got to spend so much time with during these past 8 years. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you again for all the memories, and I wish you the very best in life. Kisses.
Frank and Angie for helping me out with recording this video. Right on. I'll give it an up. Heedun's kind of a legend in the BDO community. All the best in the world. Quitting the game, he's done. If you have any BDO related memory, please feel free to share on my last stream this Sunday. Yeah, see, I'm gonna tell you right now, you are not the black sheep of the BDO community if the official Black Desert channel is commenting on your video. I'm just gonna be honest. They don't comment, You've never seen them comment on a single one of my videos. I put out the most BDO content. I was a partner for a really long time. They had never commented on my videos. They don't do that. No way. It was an honor to have you called one of our Black Desert partners. You really did leave a mark in our game, and we wish you the best in the future. W. For once, I can actually give them an upvote. Thank God. Hi, there's Nico. That's another creator as well. I got memories as well. It's like opening a book to your grandchildren. The great stories of BDO. Best of luck, Heedun. One day I might join you in Japan, sooner or later. Nico is also a weeb. We respect it. But all these well wishes, this is really good. Really good. Yeah, I don't want to see any negativity in here. Yeah, it's kind of sad that somebody like this is quitting BDO, but it's pretty obvious why, right? Like you guys saw his explanation of why he liked BDO in the first place, and like all of his fondest memories are all PvP, and that's gone now. It's over. It's done. So he is officially moving on. It's over. It's over. Although he hasn't made content in like 2 years, so I think he's finally just like officially like letting go of the game. Which is sad, but you know what? It is what it is. You know, you hate to see him go, but like it is inevitable for people. You know, what are you gonna do? Definitely not the game for him, but he quit a while ago. Anyways, no. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I think he quit making content a while ago, but I think that he was still playing the game, right? Like, there's a lot of people that still play the game but don't make content for it. Like, a lot of people like to say that I don't play the game. Like, the guy that just was in chat triggers the shit out of me. It's the only game that I meaningfully logged into in the last week, every day, to make sure that I was AFK fishing. That still counts. Okay? That still counts. How many of you are AFK fishing right now? Okay, caught. All right? You're technically playing. Yeah, technically playing. No comment. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. Could you please get out of the shot? You're blocking our tits. I mean, faces.